Alright, so we are now streaming live. No, I don't put a camera on there. This is just my screen. So when you log on, you're only going to see what I see on here. Alright? So you should have two documents open. You should have your tax table open, and you should have this open, your W-2 for Pam Beasley, and in front of you, you should have a 1040EZ. Am I correct? Alright, now, all of these are going to be as if they are someone in your situation. So right now, I want you guys to look at this document. Pam Beasley. Alright, she is single. What do you know? Nobody in here is married. So it's just like you. She works part-time as a sales clerk and attends high school. Most of you guys work part-time. If you work full-time, you still might be able to do this as well. Alright, she lives at home with her parents, who claim her as a dependent. Same as you guys. You guys will all be claimed as a dependent, most likely by your parents. She's 17 years old. Most of you guys, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. She has no unemployment compensation, no EIC, no Alaskan permanent fund to claim, and she cannot itemize and is eligible to use the 1040EZ. So, this is what she gets from her job before January 31st. This is her W-2. Alright? Yes, we are going to fill out this. So very simple. You start at the top left. Your first name and initial. What is her first name? Pam. Oops. The wrong thing. Throw it up there. Pam. Last name. Did they give an initial? No. So she doesn't have an initial. Pam, B-E-E-S-L-E-R. Oh, sorry, Beasley. Wait, is it B-E-E-S-L-E-Y? Yeah. There you go. Capital B, by the way. Also, don't ever put your real social security number on these things for me. I ask politely, don't do it. Okay? Dude, we're doing this together. Brian's just sitting here just looking and staring off his face. Okay? You're going to go ahead and put her social security number on here, and guess what? Social security number. What? You're doing taxes as if you are Pam. Yes. 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 Sorry. If you put your name, don't worry. That's fine. Sorry if I did. All these, you're going to put their names up there, as if you're doing their taxes for them. Alright? Employer social security number 642 49 642 and 49. What else is there? What's the next one?
I need some white out.
Guys, it's right here on the W-2. Employer social security number.
1357.
Hmm? Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You should wife.
I should what?
You should marry her.
I should. She's 17.
Oh, no.
And she only makes $8,436 a year.
That's not
Not a smart marriage idea for me. Okay. All right. So next part. Next line. Not filing jointly, so you don't need to worry about that or that or that. Address. Where does she live?
841 Oak Street, Romeoville, Illinois.
Write it down.
Wait, that's her address. Why is her address?
Is that Roman? Is that hers or is that Subway? Yeah, it's right here. This is no. Guys, look. That's the employer's name.
I didn't say that. They want to know her address.
Oh, that. Don't worry about that.
Why was it 0?
You guys are thinking it's a new part of Romeoville, new zip code itself. All right? Happy?
You found your phone? Haley, you find it? Oh, no. Not yet.
doing is just filling this out.
So do you want us to put 60440 or 60?
Sure. Whatever floats your boat. I'll put 60446 just to make you happy. Okay? Alright. Next line. Foreign country name, don't have it. Don't have the province, don't have the foreign zip code. Also, the presidential election campaign. All that is would you like to donate money to the general fund of campaign? Won't really affect you. It's usually like $3. In fact, it says that. $3 to go to this fund. I always check no. Some of you guys might want to check yes. For all purposes here, just hit no. Check no.
There is no though. Where's that at?
It's right here, guys.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, leave it blank. Yes, leave it blank. I apologize. It's right here. I'm sorry. I thought where it said you said yes. Just leave it blank. All right, that top part is pretty simple, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's like right there.
Basic info. Well, here's the thing. All the other information is right there as well. So here we go. Now we're going to work on all of our income. It says line 1, wages, salaries, and tips. This should be shown in box 1 of your form or forms of W-2s. So if we go to Pam, here's her W-2. Where's box 1? Up, wages, tips, and compensation. All right, $8,436. $8,436. Now that line is kind of like your period. All right? So all your whole dollars will go on the left, your cents will go on the right. And please, please, please attempt to line up your numbers. A lot of people's answers are wrong because they do not line up their numbers correctly. Where's my code? You mean about line up your numbers? Yeah. I would. All right, next line. Taxable interest. If your total is over $1,500, you cannot use a Form 1040-EZ. Remember when we were talking about taxable interest? Any any interest-bearing account you have, like a savings account or checking account that gives you interest, your bank will send you a form, a 1099 INT. All right? If any of these people have it, we will supply the form for you. So if I go to Pam, there's only one form on here, correct? It's her W-2. There is no 1099 INT. So she does not have any interest. So we're going to put a big old goose egg right there. All right, unemployment and Alaskan Permanent Fund dividend. All right, that whole deal. Has anybody ever seen the Simpsons movie? Where they want to start their whole life over again, right? And where do they go? Alaska. And they go to a toll booth, and the toll booth does what? Gives them like $2,000, right? Really what happens in real life? Not real life. There's no way they just hand you $2,000 in cash. But if you live in Alaska, they give you money. They basically pay you to live in Alaska. And why do you think that is? What is in Alaska that there's a whole bunch of? Oil. They've got all this money. So basically what they do is they reward their residents with a dividend. They give them a cut of the profits. They say, hey, thanks for living here. Here's a check every year. So anytime you get that, you got to claim. You want to live in Alaska? You know how many hours of daylight they have during the summer? 22. 36. It's longer than a day. It's only 24 hours a day. Like 20 to 22. Basically, you know how the sun here goes like this, goes here to here? In Alaska, it kind of like goes like this. In a way, because there's so much at like the peak and all that.
Well, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Would you want to move to
No.
No?
Because during the winter, you have like 18 to 20 hours of darkness.
It's not true. It's not true.
What's not true? What's not true? What's not true?
Well, because like depending on where you're at.
Oh yeah, it depends on where you're at. But
We're in like the southern like island part.
I heard it's gorgeous though during the summer when it's like 60s, 50 degrees. Like my buddy, he works for like OSHA, which is like basically making sure that your company's up to date, that it's all safety, so it's all safe for your employees. He goes up there to Alaska and works with this company. He said he goes hiking every once in a while, and he told me about this story when he came face to face with like a bear. He said, because they tell you that when you're face to face with a bear, don't go running because it's going to chase you, right? Don't go climbing up a tree experience and climb trees.
For real?
Yeah. So he goes, what they tell you to do, I go, are you serious? This is what he tells me. I don't know if this is fact. He goes, they tell you that if you come face to face with a bear, start talking to the bear. So he's telling me this story about how he's face to face with a bear. I kid you not. I kid you not. And he goes, I'm sitting there going, hi, bear. I'm Brandon. I'm here from Illinois. And he's just talking about this. And you're supposed to slowly move away as you talk to this bear. But he goes, I was basically in a face-off with a bear for 20 minutes just talking to him.
You didn't move away.
By the way. You can talk. Just like, give you a heads up. Have you heard that before or no?
No.
He just told me about it. He's like, because you don't want to run away from a bear.
You play dead.
You play dead. I'm just saying, that's what he told me. So it was a great story. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I could just sit there in front of a bear.
I can see you're very hungry right now. I don't have any honey, but...
So she doesn't live in Alaska, no unemployment. Give her a big goose egg.
What if you have like a winter?
Aren't you supposed to like put a 0 and then like put a dash through the 0? Is that correct?
That's up to you. That just distinguishes between a 0 and an O, I think. I could be wrong. If you have a cabin up there, you would get a piece of paper from Alaska, or it would show up on newspaper saying you got it. That's all. Right. So if you get it, you get a piece of paper saying that Alaska gave you money. If you have a residence there, no, you do not need to physically own it. So, like my parents own a place in Florida. They're not living there right now, but it's their place. They have crazy amounts of daylight during the summer and crazy amounts of dark. Huh? They still have curfew. Curfew's not according to the light. Curfew is according to a number. It's not like, hey guys, when the sun goes down, you better be inside.
That's what my auntie said. That's what my auntie said.
In Manuka, at 9 o'clock at night, we get this giant siren that goes off. That's it. You ever seen The Purge?
Yeah.
That's the sound we get in Manuka when it's like, it doesn't pulse, but it's just one loud one and then it goes down.
What kind of watch is that? I know, I saw it.
Huh?
That's a nice watch.
Thank you. I'll explain it later after we get done with this.
Okay.
Alright, so here we go. Line number 4. Add lines 1, 2, and 3. Now I know this might be above some people, but we're going to try. You guys ready? $8,436 plus 0 is what? Hold on. Hold on. One. Hold on. Carry the 1.
Carry the 0.
Carry the 1. Square root, derivatives, standard deviation. Okay. $8,436. Good. Now we got to add line 3 to it. 0 again. So hard. All right. Yes, guys. It's 8,436. Standard deviation and all that? Yes. How far from the norm it is. Do you know what that word is?
I mean, you can turn it back on. It's still
Do it over here. All right. So now we got here. If someone can claim you as or your spouse as a dependent, check the applicable box below and enter the amount from the worksheet on the back. This is where a lot of people get messed up. All right. They can claim you because it says on here her parents who can claim her as a dependent. So it says check the box and then enter the amount from the worksheet on the back. So everybody turn your paper over. And we got worksheet for line 5, dependents who checked 1 or both. So we start with line A. What's that saying? So we start here with line A. Enter, if any, the amount from line 1 on the front, which was what? 8,400 what?
36.
Write it down. 8,436. What? I'm looking at the same thing you are, guys. I have the same piece of paper you do. So I'm on the back of the paper, down here, where it says worksheet for line 5. And what's the question? Yeah, line A. Line A. Amount, if any, from line 1 from the front. So it says, all right, they want you to put the amount from line 1 on the front. So I'm going to turn my paper back over, look at line 1. What amount do I have there? Oh, 8,436. All right, I'm going to flip my paper back over, put down 8,436. Then it tells me, all right, add 350 to it. So when you add 350 to it, you get a... 886. Was it?
8,786.
All right, guys, 8,436 plus $350. 8,436 plus 350. Yes, I'm on his side. I don't know what they're saying. This right here is above our, you know.
786.
Yeah, 786.00. Okay? Yeah, Wild's right. All right, then it says your minimum standard deduction is 1,000. Then it says enter the larger of line A or B. So where's line A? Okay, here's line A. All right, where's line B? All right, right here. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. Here's line A. Not that. All right, line A or line B. Which one's bigger, guys?
Line A.
Line A. So we're going to write that one down. 8786.00. All right, then it says your maximum standard deduction if you're single is 6,100. All right, so we're going to write 6,100 because she's single. All right, here's another tough one, guys. Enter the smaller of line C or D. So where's C at? C's here. This is D. Which one's smaller?
D.
D. Enter 6,100. Then it says, exemption amount. If you're single, enter 0. Why keep reading? You're single. Goose egg. Here's another tough one, guys. Enter lines E and F together. Oh, add lines E and F together. So 6,100 plus 0 is 6,100. And then it says, enter the total here and on line 5 on the front. So we're going to go back out to line 5. 6,100. All right, are we all good with that so far? Top part's pretty easy, right? Okay. Number 6, subtract line 5 from 4. If line 5 is larger than 4, enter 0. This is your taxable income. So it says subtract line 5 from 4. So subtract line 5 from 4. So you're going to take this number minus this number. It should be $2,336. Am I correct? Good. That is your taxable income. Remember how I told you the government gives you a set amount you can write off or take off of your income? That's it, the $6,100. That's free money for you. The government says we're not going to tax you on $6,100. So when you say, oh, I made $8,436, the government only sees, hey, you only made $2,336, So I'm only going to tax you on the $2,336. Pretty good deal, isn't it? All right, here we go. Federal income tax withheld from W-2 and 1099. So we need to go back to our W-2 now and see what our government has withheld from us. So going back to Pam, look at that, box 2, federal income tax withheld. What does that say? 843, write it in. That was line 7, yep.
You know you want some of that cookie too.
I do, but you can pass.
I'll back off. That's all on YouTube. You just said that cookie.
All right, earned income credit. She doesn't have it. Don't worry about combat pay. Number 9. Add lines 7 and 8. Well, if that's a 0, 7 and 8, 843. Yeah. Nope. You would just add them together. You would add your W-2s together. Somebody knocking? Oh, sorry. Yes.
You stole somebody's identity, but you have to pay taxes for them.
Why would you care? Why would you care? If I steal someone's identity, I'm not going to do my taxes for that person.
Why would you want to do
That's what I'm saying.
If you're stealing your identity, you're already stealing the mobile.
Maybe you're a nice identity theft. And you're like, April 15th, I better do this for my alter identity that I stole. You never know. I'm not an identity theft, so I don't know. All right, here we go. The next big part you're going to need to pay attention to. This is going to be your tax. So here we go. This is what happened. We earned this much in a year, the $8,436, right? Our employer took out $843 from our check to give to the government. All right? Now what we're going to do, so the government already has $843 of our money that we earned. But remember, the government doesn't think we made this much. The government only sees this amount. So what we're going to do now is use the amount from line 6, right here, to find your tax in the tax table. So this is where we go to the other one. So now we're going to pull up this bad boy, and we're going to look for this amount. We're going to look for the number 2336. So we need to find where it fits in between. So here's 1,000. Here's 2,000 right here. Let me zoom in. 2,336. All right. So it's in between 2,325 and 2,350. Am I correct? So this is how much you made, or how much the government thinks you made. Then these are the numbers. This is your tax, what you're liable for. Now, up top, it'll tell you this is single, married, filing jointly, filing separately, head of household. So we're single. Yeah, I know. It can differ when you start getting up to higher numbers. So it's 234. So go back to our form. That's what we put in line here. 234. Now what that means is the government says, hey, you owe me $234. That's what you're liable for to the government. You owe me $234 because you made $2,336. But you're going to turn around and say what? What are you going to say, Kylie? The government says you owe me this. You're going to turn around and say what?
You owe me
You owe me what? You don't owe me $843.
I paid you.
I already paid you $843.
Yep.
So you're gonna what?
I don't know.
You're gonna ask for a refund. Be like, hey, I gave you $843. You're saying I only owe you $234. So that means, Mr. Government, you owe me the difference between those two numbers, and I want that check as my refund. So if you read right here, it says right here, if line 9 is larger than line 10, subtract line 10 from line 9. This is your refund. So when you subtract them, you will get the whopping number of 609. All right? That is your refund. Then it gives you all this information right here. Your routing number, your account number. Does anybody know where those things are on a check? By the way, I have to go get checks today. I'm making another offer on a house, or the same house. I'm just gonna make another offer. They didn't like my first one. Nobody likes it when I lowball. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna go ahead and look up a check. Account number and routing number on a check. So let's look at that image. View image. Oh, you. So you get a check. Here's your check that you have. By the way, I know more and more you guys never will use checks, but there's always something you're going to use a check for, and you're going to be like, that is so dumb. Why do I need to use a check for that? Like if you guys ever rent a place for your rent, you pretty much need to use a check. And if you try using a credit card or a debit card, they charge you like a $30, $40 fee for doing it. So you're going to need to learn how to write a check. When you make an offer on a house, they need this thing called good money, like good faith. Even though I'm buying something like $175,000, they're like, hey, I need a check of $1,000. Why? Because it shows you're serious. That's what they need. They just want a check, showing that you're serious, that you're thinking about buying the house. So you're going to need to know this eventually. But yes, you've got your routing number here, and you've got your account number here. Now, does anybody know, this is usually the check number. Huh?
That's not too short.
We could use, yeah, we'll make one up. We'll make one up for it.
Does
Does anybody know what a routing number is?
I got checks, but only
Does anybody know what a routing number is? Brian, you know what a routing number is? Justice? Yeah. It's for the bank itself. It's like an ID for your bank. So when they are going to go put your money, if you file your taxes electronically, the government's going to use this routing number, and they're going to send a check to that bank. That routing number is connected to your bank. So like, all right, we need to go to Chase Bank. What's the routing number? Oh, 71, yada, 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 yada. All right, I'm at Chase Bank. All right, what's the account number now? Oh, okay, so I'm going to put that check in that account number. So it's got to find the routing number, then it goes to the account number, and then you guys have the money. So let's go ahead and throw in a routing number, which is just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it's checking. You got a problem with that? Okay. And let's go ahead and just fill this out with. Ironically, it's the same as your routing number. Does anybody notice if you go to a different bank, are the account numbers a different size? If I go to Chase, is it going to be 9 numbers, and then I go to PNC Bank, is it 12?
I don't think you could do that. If you're like with one bank, I don't think
You can go to whatever bank you want.
you can.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I'm
Who
saying
says I have to use Chase?
no,
I use Chase because Chase is everywhere.
listen,
Linda, listen, listen. Go ahead.
I have like PCS, so whenever I want to cash a check, I go to PCS, right?
Yes.
I can't just go to Bank
You
of
can't
America.
go, no, because they do. When you cash a check, technically you need to have the money, enough money to cover that check in your bank account.
Oh.
If not, then they put a hold on. Like if I had $300 in my checking account and I bring a check in for like $1,000, they're not going to give me full $1,000 because they don't know if that check's going to clear or not. So that's why they might only give you, hey, I'll only let you take out $150 or $200 because they want to make sure that check clears before they give you the money. That's why. But the reason why you go to your bank to cash your check is because your account's there. If you go to another bank, they're going to charge you a fee or something to try cash it,
So
if they even do.
if you go to another bank, Bank of America, and I want to get money out, but there's no TCS around, can I do that?
You can. I think they'll just charge you a fee.
Oh.
You can normally go to like those what are those currency exchanges? They do it, but they charge you a fee for it.
Yeah, I got like $30.
Well, you just go to your own bank.
And like, there's one time we went to like currency exchange or whatever, and they were trying to like put a check through, and they're like, "Oh, where are you from? You're not from this area. You don't know you." I'm like, it shouldn't matter. Like,
All right, here we go. Next thing, the amount you owe. If line 10 is larger than line 9, that means you owe money, and that's where you're gonna go ahead and discuss this return. Yada yada yada. But for this sake, I think we have one that you're gonna have to owe money. All right, all of them will usually end up in a refund for you guys. Okay. So then you would complete this. You would sign your name, your occupation. She works at Subway. Phone number. All right. This is the person that prepared it for them. So like if I did this, this is where your name would go. All right. So go ahead and fill out this bottom. The reason why I want you to practice filling out the bottom is because when you take the test on taxes, each part of these things, even at the bottom, are worth points. All right. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I know you don't look like him. Weird. You do.
you want Subway's address?
Where is this at? No.
Firm address.
Sign here. Your signature, your occupation, daytime phone. That's it. Oh, you're talking about the firm? Firm's address mean like if I was working for Wysick and Company's accountant agency, that would be the address of that place. All firm means the people who prepared it for you. Oh, for her? Yeah. Unless it's on that W-2. I don't think it is. But is the address of Subway on the W-2? I don't think it is. Not the address, the phone number. Alright, so I got one other question before I end this Google Hangout. Alright, and raise your hand, please answer this one. If the W-2 said $5,800, what would be her taxable income? And raise your hand. If line 1 would have said $5,800, what would line 10 look like? Alonzo, you know? If line 1 said $5,800, what would line 10 look like? If line 1 was $5,800, Melissa, what would line 10 say?
$5,800.
You got to do this whole process all over again.
I would say 0.
Why would it say 0?
It's less than 65.
Because you make less than $6,100. So if you were to make less than $6,100, you owe the government no taxes, and you would get all your money back from the government. All right? So tomorrow, let me go ahead and end this. Everybody say goodbye, world.
Bye, world.
Bye, world.
Bye.